hear me out. It'll push younger people to get more entrepreneurial faster
Possibly, yeah.
because there's no downside risk for them.
Well, so the counter argument to that and what's being said is where the problem, and I think it's going to be cyclical, where once the workplace settles a bit, right? So the automated jobs and the rudimentary jobs, and once all of this passes over the next, say, 5 years, 6 years, whatever, there'll be some new skill sets in the marketplace, right? The
100%.
20 to 24-year-olds coming out of school, they won't need to go get a data entry job. They're going to step up to the next level. And then this will be okay. However, in the interim, what the fear is that the younger kids now who get their customer service skills, their ability to talk to people, to learn, to become
Soft skills.
responsible,
Yeah.
they're not going to have that experience. What's going on, everybody? Ryan Leary, William Tincup here with another episode of The Barf. William, it's a rough morning, man, but we're making it through.
Oh, we are. That's what we have. You got to persevere. You have to be flexible.
Persevere.
Yeah, have persistence. You got to persevere. But yeah, it's a good day.
It is. It is a good day. You know what? It's sunny here in Philadelphia. Like not always sunny in Philadelphia. It's humid. It feels like Texas. The eldest is going to a concert. Then we'll pick her up and we're gonna head down to the beach, but only for a couple of hours because I'm not picking her up until 11 o'clock tonight. And then we're driving.
That's at best, but yes.
At best, yes, at best. Which means we're gonna meet the family down there at like 2 a.m.
That's not bad.
Half a day down at the beach, and then they're all coming home Saturday.
They're not staying Sunday?
No. They're down there and they're coming back tomorrow.
These are the times to do it, though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can't do it in November.
You're not going to enjoy it very much. All right, so we're fresh off like a ton of travel. A ton. And we've had a good run this last 60 days. I mean, we've been to like 4 or 5 different spots, most recently at SHRM, which if we talk about that, we could talk about that for a minute. I don't know about you, but everybody gives SHRM a bad rap and says, oh, you're going to SHRM. I think SHRM, for the second time that I've been there in the last 3 years, have put on a kick-ass event and has done really, really well.
Well, you got to separate content from the expo. And for the listeners, the content is all recertification credits. Like every single bit is recertification other than the keynotes. We're always in the expo. And the expo, these last 2 years out of the 3, Vegas and San Diego, have been loaded.
It wasn't a lot of gimmicks. Like they were actually there talking to the vendors, wanting to buy and learn and understand. Yeah. We were posted up in the iSolve booth.
Yep.
And
that was fun.
It was fun. We did 35 or so different shows in the booth, which was pretty cool. And they did bag bingo. So bag bingo, number one. I mean,
good giveaway.
400 plus people in the fucking booth at one shot.
Like, you had to be present to win. And these, for the audience, these were not your low end bags. These were all Coach, Michael Kors, all very expensive bags. So they had an array. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and they did a really fantastic job. And we had some really good conversations, but
we did. We were lucky.
We were. It can be pretty boring sometimes. We lucked out.
Again, they created traffic with their giveaway. Their sales team was engaged. Like, this was the first time I've seen a sales team work on the peripheral. Like, they were out at the edge of the pink carpet.
Yeah,
iSolve's one of their
colors. You couldn't walk by without seeing them.
Yeah. Whereas sometimes you and I have this historical beef with vendors that sit down at their tables at the back of their booth, and it's like, why are you here?
Fucking dude, it fucking kills me.
Me too.
Let's spend $500,000 to fucking be at this event, and then 40 of my greatest sales reps are gonna sit down and complain.
Tom's back there killing email. Great.
Oh, God, catching up on work. Well, let me ask you a question. Do y'all have Jesus in your life?
We do. First of all, I got Jesus. Jesus is my homeboy.
There you go. You got your pocket Jesus with you.
There you go. I got my pocket Jesus. Pocket Jesus stays with me, baby.
I love when you get the sales team together, give them the rah rah, all
Yeah.
that stuff, right? But just the way that you did it there, had them all in the circle. You're all like, "What's going on? Yeah, we're gonna get hype." It's, do y'all have Jesus in your life? Like the faces, if I just had the camera out at that
I
time,
wish I wish you would have had to, I
yeah,
wish I'd have told you
God,
the bit because it would have been funny because they turned white. They just like all the coloring
yeah,
came out of their skin,
you're just like,
and I was serious. I was deadpan. I mean, first of all, that's a good group no matter what. That's just
it
a
is.
fun group. We've had fun with other vendors. We try to make it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's work. It was executed really well, and that's their audience.
yeah, it
So
is,
like
and
that's who they're selling to.
they
So
are a case study in how to run a booth. So
yeah,
kudos to ISOP and
yeah,
the event team in particular for doing that and top
killed it.
notch. All right, we ready to do this? We got a ton of stuff to talk about.
We got some good stories.
Let's whip through, kick us off.
All right. Ryan, hackers used simple password 123456 123456 to access McDonald's applicant data via hiring bot Olivia created by Paradox.
Yeah, yeah.
So 123456.
Mhm.
123456.
But they put it in place, so, I mean, it was a lot of
Username,
numbers.
password, username, password. Yeah, there you go. So there's three sites you should go. First of all, this is just going to kind of be our part of our new normal, and so we're going to deal with that in a second. But let me give you three sites. So Yahoo, type it in, and you'll see kind of an article about what happened. But the white hat hackers that did this, ENIAN.sh/McDonald's, actually explains the hack. 64 million records. That's a six and a four. So large number. And then in Paradox's site, paradox.ai, their blog, they also explain kind of what happened and what they did to fix. So you get all three. If you go to those three sites, you can
Mhm.
kind of get a pretty well-rounded bit on the story. Like I said, I think this is a part of our new normal. Like this, we're just going to see this weekly. You know, so and so got hacked, so and so got hacked. Like we just gotta have to just going to be one
Yes.
of those parts.
Well,
But
we cybersecurity, all this stuff, this is it's going to be, if it hasn't been for companies, it has to be now a focal point, and there has to be some top level people running the show.
right, I think for me, we've kind of been through the era where you kind of hide it, you're embarrassed, there's shame and disappointment and all that other stuff. But Paradox's chief legal officer, Stephanie King, told Wired, "We own this," and I believe that's kind of the best response ever because it's like, "Hey, listen, got it. We didn't know that that was there. Now we do. We'll fix it.
Fix it. Yeah.
Our
Good for
bad."
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
good for them because that's absolutely the way it should be. All right. I've got one here that I thought was really interesting. Teen unemployment shot up
Mm.
12.3% in June of 24 to, well, this have to 14.4% over, or in June 25, sorry, over 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 last year. So, anyhow, this is really interesting because my daughter's in this age range, your kids are in this age
Yep.
range. They're looking for their job, their first job, maybe second job, and they're having trouble finding jobs. Unemployment at the teenage years in the first, 14 to 16, 17-year age range is suffering right now. And so the reason is because the age group between 20 and 24 is taking those jobs. Their unemployment rate's at 8.5 or 8.8% or something like that. And
Right.
they're taking those jobs because they have to pay bills. And employers are hiring them because they're a little more reliable.
Right.
They have responsibilities. They've got to pay student loans in most cases. They have their first rent. They have a car payment. So they're more likely to stick with the job and grow into that job. Anyhow, so this is related to a million less teens in that initial 14 to
Wow.
they call it 18 over the last year without being able to find unemployment.
Yeah, I
That's
think
crazy.
it's crazy, but I think that trend continues as AI takes over more of the entry level. routine, repeatable stuff.
Mhm.
So I actually think this is, if we fast forward another year, that's actually going to be a higher number. To combat that, I think teens, again, if they have to work, that's a different thing than wanting to work. So if they want to work to create, money for themselves, spending money and otherwise, which is what you did as a kid, what I did as a kid, even if we didn't really want to, we worked. Then you start looking at other things that you can do. And there's so many entrepreneurial things that that I actually think this is a good thing. So hear me out. It'll push it'll push younger people to get more entrepreneurial faster
Possibly, yeah.
because
For the
there's no downside risk for them.
Well, so the counter argument to that and what's being said is where the problem, and I think it's going to be cyclical, where once the workplace settles a bit, right? So the automated jobs and the rudimentary
Mm-hmm.
jobs, and once all of this passes over the next, say, 5 years, 6 years, whatever, there'll be some new skill sets in the marketplace, right? The
100%.
20 to 24-year-olds coming out of school won't need to go get a data entry job. They're going to step up to the next level, and then this will be okay. However, in the interim, what the fear is that the younger kids now who get their customer service skills, their ability to talk to people, to learn, to become
Soft skills.
responsible,
Yeah.
they're not going to have that experience because they're not pushing carts. They're not
Yeah.
behind a couch register and swiping credit cards. They
Right.
don't know how to deal with people. And so it's an interesting play. We'll see where it goes, but I just thought that was really interesting because we're both
Well,
got kids in that area.
all right. Amazon asks corporate workers to volunteer, in quotes, help with grocery deliveries as Prime Day frenzy approaches. This is
I
at theguardian.com. So you go look at this. I
Well,
love this.
before you do that,
Yeah. Go
what
ahead.
is Prime Day? Like, I
I
log into Amazon and I
Seems
get
like Prime Days every day.
yeah, for like a month before, I get this little splash page up. I'm like, "God damn it, I just wanna get to my page, and I gotta wa" I'm ranting, but, like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pay for
Seem
Prime.
upset.
Like, I get a special deal, another 10%, like, I get it, like, I don't know, whatever, it's annoying.
Dude, they're trying to make money. Come on.
I get it. So tell me
Just
more.
don't knock the hustle. I love this from the standpoint for the executives that volunteer. It'll give them a deeper understanding and appreciation of the other side of the business. And vice versa. I think what you can do with some of the people that work on the other side of the business and distribution, et cetera, is bring them into the corporate environment. Because whenever you have this type of, hourly and corporate, et cetera, they never really know what the other person does. And so I think there's an appreciation. I remember being shipped off to a distribution center for a week at Wally World, and it opened my eye because I used to bitch about shit not getting there. Like I'd order stuff from warehouse, like I wouldn't show up, and I'd be like, "Man, these mother." And then when I went to a distribution center, I'm like, "Oh, well,
Well, yeah, well, there you go,
my
yeah.
bad."
So so two thing, one, I used to work that long, this is back in, like, 2001, maybe 2002, Boise Cascade,
Oh
where
yeah,
they acquired Office Max, but we spent a week in the warehouse, and I was
cool.
floored. Like, I remember specifically at that moment thinking, "I wanna work here." Like, I wanna work in the warehouse, and I wanna become this guy because they had robots, right? Like, they had the arms come
Yeah,
down, and you're picking, and you're packing, and it's doing the and it was just such a machine. It was fascinating to me, and then I worked a week, and I'm like, "Nah, fuck
no,
this."
no, my back hurts.
Yeah, like, I might get to another level, but, yeah, it's gonna be a couple
Yeah.
of years, don't know if I can, but it was really fascinating. But, okay, are they asking them to volunteer for free or volunteer, get paid, and
Oh,
just
I'm sure they
volunteer
get
to do the
paid.
job?
I think that I'm sure they're getting paid.
Got it,
First of
okay.
all, I think that you'd have some legality issues if you ask people to volunteer to work
Yeah,
at a for-profit.
yeah. Now, are they volunteering and getting their current paycheck to drive or the driver pay rate?
I would assume they get their same paycheck. I don't think they're changing their pay. I think they really just want people to understand. First of all, they
Yeah.
probably just need the help. So let's deal with
Well, they just need
that
the
part.
help, yeah.
But also the part of them understanding the other side of the business. They're not going to change any of that stuff.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. All right. Well, there you go. All right. So Cheesecake Factory, which not a huge fan of, by the
Me
way.
neither.
There's
It's the
really
menu.
yeah,
Too
there's
much.
nothing there. Yeah, I mean, like,
No,
for
there's
me,
too
I
much.
don't there's nothing that I like there. Like, I don't know, it just
Yeah.
doesn't do it for me. So, anyhow, a local Cheesecake Factory to me in Willow Grove Park Mall, which used to be a big amusement park. Anyhow, in Willow Grove, Mall, the Cheesecake Factory apparently hired between 2018 and 2013 undocumented workers and forging all of their papers.
They're I-9s.
Everything, yeah.
Ooh,
So fake
not
Social
good.
Security cards, fake green cards. They forced them to work unpaid overtime because they could. They denied them breaks, and they did all of this by threatening deportation to them.
Oof. There's just nothing good. This is
Yeah,
just not a there's nothing good in this story.
nothing
There's
good.
no
No, no.
redeeming.
Yeah, so the claim is
They
that
got caught
they
is
got caught,
essentially.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
so they're claiming that they were trafficked between 2008 and 2013. Anyhow, 18 undocumented staff were eventually fired in 2022 after a government audit. So this isn't something that ended in 2013 and that, like, it's more recent than that, but it's making fairly big news down here in my area. Now, this is alleged, but when it's alleged and it's at this level, it
You know,
basically has happened.
we could change the name on the company name. It's happening. This
Yeah.
is my beef with slavery is typically when we talk about slavery in America, we talk about the African American slave trade, and which is totally fine historically. Problem is there's slavery today, and you just described an aspect of slavery.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's global. It's not just here. It's
No,
rampant.
there's people trapped in basements in your neighborhood.
Yeah,
That's just the way it
actually,
is.
not far from the Willow Grove Mall where this happened. I forget how I'll have to find the story, I'll send it to you. The guy trapped a number of girls down in the basement, chained for, like, a decade, and I think he had her baby, she had the baby and went out and this and that, and then finally somebody recognized her. Pretty weird, but it happens.
In this Dateline episode.
Yeah,
All right, so 75% off, right? Sound good?
I like it. I'm
Okay.
listening.
You're buying?
I'm
Good.
buying.
That's the bargain Uncle Sam just scored on its Oracle contract. It's the latest enterprise
Yeah.
software provider to slash prices and deals with the federal government.
Mhm.
So you can go look at this on the Wall Street Journal. Go and give more of a detailed kind of explanation. I think this is first of all, don't bet against Oracle. A, B, short-term pain, long-term gain. As they keep the contract and they keep other competitors from creeping in to the federal government. Again, so they took 75%. It's a hit. They're not as profitable. Maybe they're not profitable at all on that particular contract.
It's a little bit.
However, they'll be fine.
Don't they're not hurt.
And again, I mean, as a citizen, actually, I'm appreciative that this is happening. That there's being costs cut out of the government. Like, okay,
Yeah.
that's
That
great.
said, the government can afford to pay for
Right,
tech just like every other fucking company.
right. So good for them, but understand that that's the pressure. If you're going to be doing work with the federal government, you're going to be put under that, and you probably should have always been put under that
Yeah.
type of pressure. So there you go. Take a look
There
at
you
it.
go. Alright, North Korea. We're gonna talk
Mm.
about we talked about stories like this before,
Oh yeah,
where, AI and, all
yeah.
these fake
Deep fakes.
people, deep fake, yeah, thanks. So North Korea infiltrated 100 plus US companies with fake remote IT workers to fund their weapons program. So,
That's awesome.
okay, so take the fact out that they did this to the United States.
That's like the cartel
It's
infiltrating companies
pretty
to then fund distribution of cocaine.
yeah. It's pretty genius, right? So,
Thanks.
all right. So, so you've got to go to this story. I found this one on HR Dive, but it's
Uh-huh.
everywhere. Like, you can just Google it, find it, and there's a video of how they broke this, of how they broke this ring. So this all started. There's a do not hire from the Fed. a do not
Right.
hire list. And these
Like
are people that
no fly
are,
list. Yeah,
yeah,
got
that
it.
they're known spies or known infiltrators, etc.
Right.
And so this is where this all started. So fake employees based in North Korea and China were interviewing for and getting the jobs in remote IT positions. So deep fakes, right? And they're saying that they're based here in whatever, Texas, and they're sitting in somewhere in North Korea. And they're going through doing this interview process, getting the job, working the job, high paying jobs, and all of this money is then filtered through to the government. Okay. So there's a, I forget the name of the company, but anyhow, they realized this guy and they said, no, wait, this is the guy, he's on the list. We know this guy. So they invited him to an interview. They interviewed him and all this other stuff. And they show a video of it. And it's pretty cool. And then they said, well, show us a picture of your ID. We need to verify. And they picked it apart and then they ultimately disconnected and all of that stuff. But anyhow, there's two farms. I think it's in maybe it's Phoenix and or is Arizona and somewhere else. I forget where. Anyhow, there's farms with hundreds of these where they support the people from overseas doing these interviews because
Oh,
they
interesting.
have to be based here in the US.
Right.
So it's a whole
Yeah,
big
because the
deal.
IP address, then I mean, if
Yeah,
it's not pinging everywhere in the world,
correct.
they can't have it coming from North Korea. You just made a business case for RTO.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like
yeah,
this
that's
doesn't have.
the next point is you can't fake shit in person. I mean,
Yeah,
technically you can,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, you'll
We've
find a
all had
way.
those jobs.
But is it too dark for me to think pretty fucking genius, right?
Oh, it's absolutely genius.
Yeah.
I mean, again, bad actors are going to do bad
At
things,
the
and
end,
they're
they're
going to be
gonna get caught up.
really, really, and they're going to be really creative. And so you can like the creativeness without liking the output.
Yeah, yeah,
So
like the cartel digging tunnels across countries, like
yeah,
pretty fucking good.
blue whale, Ryan, blue whale,
Wow,
telling you.
well, yeah, we'll go to the next story on that one.
Some employers sensing increased leverage in the current labor market are letting job applicants know that candidates who value work-life balance need not apply.
I like that. As I'm making some goofy ass face. Yeah, go ahead.
Dude, that's so great. So I read it's a Wall Street Journal article, but it's just so funny to me. It's like, okay, so here's the deal. You seem to care about work life, but you want to work 4-day work week. Great. Totally understand. You want to come and
Don't
go.
apply.
Gotcha. Yeah, just don't apply. It's
Wait,
not
you
going to
want to
work.
talk to your wife and kids at 5?
Yeah. Just don't apply. Just don't apply. So there's a quote that's we've used forever. Power tends to corrupt and absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's attributed to Lord Acton, a British historian. Are in control. They know it.
Mhm.
At this particular moment, we've seen this happen, go back and forth, but in this particular moment, they're in control, and with AI taking over the low-hanging fruit jobs, has something to do with this as well. Gen Z, in my opinion, Gen Z will either change to market conditions or not. Just they'll either say, "Yeah, work-life balance, I'll get to that when I'm 50," or whatever, or they'll care more about it, and again, that'll force them to do something different. But at this particular moment in time, employers know they have power,
Yeah, it's only
and
gonna last so long.
we've seen this too many times.
It's gonna swing.
It always swings.
Here's the thing, the employers, I would say in my opinion, but I think we can actually prove this to be fact.
Let's do
In
it.
most cases, the employers that just stay the course and do what's right by people always win.
I agree.
So you don't need to swing with the market. You don't have to say, don't apply if you want to see your family, all of that work
Eh,
life balance and all that stuff. Just do you. Just be the company you actually want to be. And when the market swings, you're not gonna hurt. We saw this in COVID. Companies that did right by their most companies that did right by their employees and employee families did well post COVID. And I think this is gonna be the same thing. You
well, we'll
know.
see.
Yeah,
Time will
we'll see.
tell.
All right. Not sure how to talk about this one.
I think it just comes straight out.
Just
What do you
come
got?
out and say it. Polyworking.
Hmm.
Polyworking.
What is polyworking?
Polyworking. A recent monster survey revealed, for whatever
Mhm.
that's worth at this point, 47% of the US workers are polyworking.
Polyworking.
Polyworking,
Still don't know what that means.
with many citing the need for financial security and flexibility in an uncertain economy. Now, that was direct from Monsters.
Is this the skills economy?
No, polyworking, working multiple jobs,
Okay.
that's polyworking.
Yeah, but isn't that the gig economy?
Yeah, you would
People
think, but here's how they describe it. And this is
okay.
where I really have just
Because
a
I think of polyamorphous relationships, so that's what I'm struggling with in the
yeah.
definition.
So here's where I kinda got lost in this.
Okay,
Unlike the traditional side hustle, polyworking
I got it.
involves holding multiple jobs or roles simultaneously, not just for money. Well, I don't need more money. I'm gonna work multiple jobs because I wanna develop my skills and fulfill myself personally.
Oh, that's interesting. That's
So
different.
so what they're saying is, yeah, William might have 3 jobs. He only needs 1 to live. The other 2, he wants to build his skill sets and build his character and fulfill his prophecy, but you're
Hmm.
still collecting a paycheck. I got
From one of those companies.
no, from all of the companies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
from
you
all
don't
the
need the
companies.
money from the other companies, but you're doing it to increase your soft skills and some other things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm kinda thinking people are working to make money in this day, and they're not working. I'm just saying, like, I'll do
Yeah.
things to upskill, right? I'll read, I'll learn, I'll take classes, like, I even wanna go learn how to weld. That's what I was telling you, like, I wanna learn how to be a welder for no
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
but that's a class, and, like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
do that for I guess I'm
That's
making
not
the
a
argument that I
job.
wanna polywork. Okay, I get it. Like,
Well,
I'm
but that's
making
not a
good money.
job. That's a hobby, and that's taking a class or two,
Yeah,
as opposed to working a job to then make
yeah.
yourself better.
Now,
I
I
don't.
probably will go pick up gigs once I
Oh,
learn how to weld
okay.
because
Okay.
why not make money with it? And
Dude,
it'll be
sounds
fun.
sounds like you're interested in
I'm
polyworking.
gonna be a poly worker, right? I mean, there's only so many things I can weld at the house. Like, there's nothing for me to weld. Maybe some stuff on the boat. So I gotta go do it somewhere. If I'm gonna do it for someone who's getting paid, I wanna get paid too.
You assume that you want to do it after you learn it. So
Yeah.
the fault could be faulty logic, but basically learning something to learn something doesn't mean you're going to do it. It's just learning,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know.
Now you want to weld. Do you want to be or you want to learn how to weld? Do you want to become a welder? Those are two different
Right.
things.
I wanna
They
learn
could be
how
the
to
same
weld.
thing. Right.
I don't wanna have a job as a welder all day, every day.
No, I'm
But
the
if it's
same
a
way.
Saturday night and I'm working for someone who's fabricating boats, I'm like, "Yeah, I'll make some extra cash, and I'm gonna get to do something I like to do." So I guess I'm making arguments on both sides. I don't know. My
Yeah,
argument deteriorated as I started talking more, so I should just shut
as
up.
it usually does. But you're fascinated with welding is my because I've welded. My fascination is with melting. So, like when you take steel or
Yeah, melt
gold or
it
whatever
down, yeah.
and you melt it down, I want to learn. I want to learn how to do that.
Mhm.
I'm not sure I'll ever want to do it like
Yeah,
forever or as a job, but
yeah.
I want to actually put on the suit
And do it, yeah.
and melt stuff just because
Yeah,
I want to see if I can get away with things
yeah,
and melting.
yeah. So I don't know if I made the argument for or against polyworking there.
I
Maybe both.
it's
I just
hard.
like, yeah, I don't know.
If they're doing it for the reasons of learning, I think it's okay. If they're doing
Absolutely.
it for the reasons of learning and then potentially pivoting and going into that career again, okay.
Okay.
Like, I don't think that there's a downside. I think the name makes it sound silly.
Yeah, that's
It's like
probably where I'm struggling is like, I'm
continuing
I'm a poly
education.
worker. What do you do for a living? I'm a poly worker.
Ah, you're gonna get
What?
picked on in Philly. You might not make it out of the
Oh
parking
my
lot.
god. Take us to another story.
Gartner predicts over 40% of agentic AI projects will be canceled by the end of 2027. It's on Gartner.com. So go take a look at that. And I'm not sure that's a bad thing. So when I first read it, I'm like, oh, that's a pretty high number. All right, what are we doing here? I think with agentic AI, I think you have to be experimenting. You got to try some stuff, throw some things against the spaghetti against the wall, whatever, and just see, okay, we tried this, we rolled it out,
Yeah.
moderate success
Yeah.
or failure, whatever. But I don't want it to, I don't want this to be seen as an excuse to not try agentic HR or AI. Like
AI.
I don't want that. I want people to know, hey, failure comes along with technology. It's okay.
Some of these projects will come out and be the next thing.
Yeah, yeah, exact.
Oh,
Good point. The other
you gotta look at it.
60%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the other 60% are gonna make it, which is a high number.
It's a big number. It's a
I
big
think that's
number.
a big high and a lot of the 40%, well, it depends on, I mean, if it's startups and stuff, some of that 40% is going to get acquired somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a
Maybe
lot of
for
these
partial
companies
use.
now are making multiple bots and multiple agentic AI things. And so it's kind of cool because some of those, like you do it for CX or you do it for your call center, something like that, and it works. Like you and I interact a bunch with our the technology folks that we do for the podcast, and some of them are better than others, you know? So if they could get that to where that's great, like a really great experience, that's something in the 60% that goes forward.
Right.
And they might have to swap that out. Like they might have a tool, it worked ish up until a point and then stop working. And then you have to rip that out and do something different. That's not a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing. Use it, have fun with it, and good luck to everyone doing it. All right. So we got some acquisitions to talk about.
We
We're gonna
do.
talk about Workleap,
Mm,
who acquired Barley to unify performance and compensation into one platform.
I like that.
So Barley is a comp management platform. So think pay bands, comp reviews,
Hmm.
benchmarking, total rewards, all of that stuff. Workleap is a talent management platform, right? Performance. So for those who don't, performance reviews, goal tracking, learning, all of that stuff. So I like this. I think this makes sense to me. I think it closes the loop between performance and compensation. Yeah, I think it's a good move for them and their customers. They have, oh yeah, that's a good move for their customers. I think we're solid.
Yeah, I've always liked the relationship. It's been a loose affiliation historically between comp and performance and succession. If you want to kind of go further into that mix, people that are actually performing
Mhm.
should be compensated. Like you
Yeah.
don't want the opposite. Like here's a high performer killing it, but they're low on the band in their compensation. Like that's dumb. Not a good look. So how do you tie those things together where the high performers are actually making higher on the band
This is how
and
you do it.
also targeted potentially to then be in that high performer, high potential
Program.
succession plan and stuff like that. So good for them.
Yeah, good
I like
job.
it. Lum Apps, LUM Apps, and Beekeeper have merged
They have?
to form a new company focused on employee experience, creating a combined valuation of over $1 billion.
Nice.
So this is on Reuters. Go look at this. A new unicorn is born. This merger will result in an AI-powered platform for both office and frontline employees, effectively creating an employee hub. The combined company will serve over 7 million users across more than 2,000 customers and generate approximately 150 million in annual recurring revenue. So that's a 10x. So for those non-math majors at home, you take the revenue, ARR, and then you times it by 10, you get $1 billion. So
That's good for them.
good for them. Now, I will say one of my best professors, favorite professors, Sam Thomas, asked the class one day about mergers and acquisitions. And it was a funny thing. So, tell me about mergers and acquisitions. He says, okay, there's no such thing as a merger. It's only acquisitions. At
Mhm.
one point, when the dust settles,
One's either here or one's there.
the executive team from one is here, or the accounting software is here.
Right.
Like it can be merged,
Right.
but at the end of the day, they're not going to keep two CEOs.
No.
They're not
They're
going to
either
keep
combining and doing something or the other team leaves.
which.
Or a combination of both.
Usually ends up as an acquisition.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
good for them. I mean, first of all, that's those numbers that they're killing. That's great. It just seems like a great merger, as they've expressed it, and a new unicorn. Good for us.
All right, Torch. A Torch
I
bought
love
an
that name.
yeah, it is a good name. Bought an AI learning. In fact, this has nothing to do with anything we care about. I just like the name.
Yeah,
No, I'm
good.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. Torch
Torch.
bought an AI learning platform called
Yeah,
Praxis Labs, to combine coaching with real-time AI-powered learning. So the instead of just talking with a human coach,
right.
now they can actually they'll still get the coach, but they can now actually practice the skills using AI and get feedback in real time. So it connects learning to actual business outcomes, which is I love that. The bigger thing now, though, is that what the goal here is that they're allowing HR and leadership to see what's working, what's not working, and where they can improve. So the system in real time says, flag, here we are. This is what we're doing. Here's what we're great. Here's where we're not. Oh, look what just happened. Here's what we need to improve. So you're not waiting 12 months to go through a performance review. You're actually getting this in real time and you can
Oh,
make
I love
adjustments
that.
as needed. Yeah.
I love that. I love that for so many reasons, but also just the nature of work and people wanting that feedback in real time. I mean, there's nothing worse. We used to do, and this will age you and I. We used to do annual reviews,
Yeah.
and you go into that review, and of course maybe you've done your homework, or you've kept a list, or
Mhm.
you've kept a list of all the cool shit that you did. You get in there and they
Yeah.
hammer you and all the stuff that you didn't do,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was like a year later. You mean
Yeah. You wait a
really?
whole fucking year to tell me, like, for me anyway, in my experience, oftentimes the leader that I did my review with wasn't with the company a year
100%.
ago, or they
Oh,
weren't
dude.
in the role a year ago. And so it was really a useless
Dude,
process, but
I was about
that's
to
what it was.
move from one store to then go run the night crew at a different store for Wally World. And
Mhm.
the guy that was
Wally World.
Wally World, that's what we used to call it. But basically the guy that was doing my review, because it came up, it was a date, you had to do it by the
Uh-huh.
date. Okay, back then. And he sits me down in the break room and he's like, all right, my first name's Jeffrey. So I said, all right, Jeff, okay, let's talk a little bit about this. And everything he goes through. Now, first of all, this guy's only been on the job in our store maybe a month. I've probably talked to him twice. So he's doing my review. So he goes through the
Makes
whole
sense.
thing, and I'm just sitting there. I'm just quiet. He's like, listen, here's what we have. You're you're late often. He goes everything that he said. It was the ass opposite. And then he turns the paper around and says, I need you to sign this. I'm like, yeah, I'm not signing that shit. He's like, what? He's fresh out of college or some stuff. He's like, what? I said, yeah, for $20 and a case of beer, I can have you raped.
Oh,
All the color came out of his face. And I just got up and left. And I went to the store manager. I'm like, hey, this jerk off just gave me this review. Yeah, I'm not signing that shit. He goes, oh, hell, he should never be doing that review. I'll do a review. And so he did a review right there. He filled it in with me. Like, he's just like, all right, yeah, that's a 5. So I'm in his
you got
office.
more stories than I've
It
had
is,
hair follicles on my
dude,
head.
it was so great to see the color of this guy's face just come out. I'm like, yeah,
God.
I'm not signing that shit.
Go ahead, take us forward.
Lightcast acquires Rhetoric to expand global people, company, and labor market intelligence. So lightcast.io. Go take a look at it. They do a great job of explaining kind of the benefits of these two companies. So Lightcast now delivers unmatched visibility to global labor market, serving clients across staffing, human resources, marketing, sales, investment banking, education, and government. With Rhetoric, think superior data accuracy and the commitment to data subject rights, security, and their compliance with global privacy regulations like GDPR, things like that. This basically you're putting together a tool for global labor market data, you've got to have both sides. You've got to have the data, and then you've got to have someone that's really good with privacy and compliance. And so they put those two together, and that's going to be a hit. That's just good, solid acquisition.
Very nice. All right. Research time. Let's
What
talk
do you got?
about there's a lot of
Let's do that.
things happening in the world.
Well, that's
So
generic.
yeah, that was generic, but there's a lot in the world of work. There's a lot of things.
Got it.
All right.
Yes.
So
Even
94% of AI using managers let it guide it, meaning the AI, let it guide promotions, raises, or firings. So I like
interesting.
this. Yeah.
It
So
didn't mention hirings. That's the interesting thing.
no, well,
Promotions, that's an
it didn't.
employee. Raises is
Yeah.
employee.
Well, it
Firings
might have
is a
hirings in there. I might have left it out. I don't know.
okay. No,
But
but
we'll
that's
say
fine.
it's fair. So
It's a high number.
65% of US managers are using AI tools in their work. Duh. Of those, 94% rely on AI to inform decisions about promotions, raises, or layoffs. 33% of those managers use AI frequently, about double the rate of individual contributors, 16%.
How do you prompt that? Like, what what AI are they using to help them? Is that in application?
Probably in some in their HCM or something
Got
like
it.
that,
Got
where
it. Got it. Got it.
it's giving them reports and saying, "Hey, think about this, think of
And
that."
it's not doing her job. Got
Yeah.
it.
Well, hey, look,
Okay.
William's not doing this shit. I'm not gonna tell you
Don't
to fire him. I'm just not gonna
don't
tell you
tell
to
me
promote
I
him.
got $20, dude.
Yeah.
Just leave it there.
So a couple of things come out of this for me. I don't think employees are afraid any longer to use AI. They've accepted the fact that it's here. Let's use it. They got a taste of it. Now it's like full throttle pumping. Let's see what we can actually do. The other the other piece to this is, why are managers double the rate of individual contributors using AI?
They don't have
Is
the
it
time.
is the are the managers just empowered more, or the individual contributors afraid more to use it?
I don't think they have the time. I think that the whole thing of do more with less is just do more.
Yeah, that's
So
just
so the individual contributors, they have to do more, period, in the story. So they don't have time to tinker and try and experiment with AI as much as these other folks. Plus, they don't have the vista in which to look at data to then make these types of decisions.
yeah, that too, and I guess it also matters. Is it in manufacturing? Is it frontline? Is it at a
Right,
desk? I mean,
right.
a manager, sitting back looking at reports and all that stuff makes sense. If I'm on the front line and I'm out there hands on, probably not using something, at the volume anyway. So,
Right. 75% of HR leaders say bias is a top concern when adopting AI, according to the State of AI Bias and Talent Acquisition Report by Warden AI. We know the good folks
AI.
at Warden. So it's Warden AI.com. So you can go look at that. State of AI bias and talent acquisition report. All right. So 75%, this is an excuse. I believe the number, but I believe it's a reason not to change. Humans are biased, processes are biased, AI is biased. So why are we waiting to change? So if it's 75% in talent acquisition, we're talking about something specific. Is if they're worried about the bias. Bias has always been there.
It's it always will be there.
Always will be there.
As long as you have a human in the mix or you have a human trading the machine, there's going to be bias.
100%. The goal is not to eradicate bias. The goal is to make bias less. So as you learn about a new bias, again, you eradicate one bias, age discrimination, let's say ageism. You eliminate that. Cool.
Well, see, some people look at
Another thing will
ageism as,
crop up.
but a lot of people look at ageism as like, do we really want the 85-year-old man climbing a ladder at Home Depot? Look, let me help you out. It's not ageism. They're making them safe. You
You
don't agree
know,
with that?
well, I first of all, if the person can do the job, I don't think age is a factor.
Yeah, no, there's
If they can do the job, I'm not going to stand in between them and running up and
Yeah.
down that ladder.
Yeah.
If they can't do the job, now that's a different bit.
Different. Yeah. That's different. All right. I thinks the number. I,
Methinks?
I, I think the
I would
number,
love for you to say methinks.
me thinks the number 75% is like always there, right? Like it's like
100%.
that's the so 75% of US adults report they're not financially secure. I think that number is higher, or at least I think more than 75% are afraid that they're not. Maybe that they are
100%.
secure today, but not in the future. Okay.
And
So,
again, definition of secure, right?
well,
So
yeah, what is it? Is it
what is that?
secure in like retirement? Is it secure I can pay my bills?
Right.
There's a lot of definitions there. So I think this is where I'm gonna tie polyworking in.
Hmm.
Go with me here. So, this is why we've been
This
seeing,
is
I
just
think,
because you want to weld.
just
Oh,
because I wanna weld,
you went and found a research report just so you can
just so I can
justify
weld,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Good
I'm
for
no
you.
longer podcasting, I'm gonna be welding. Hey, look, if I can weld and put framing in the boat and do things myself, I'd save a
I,
lot of money.
I know. Different game.
I'm not saying I'm gonna go into a manufacturing facility and weld,
I
like,
will go
the
into a melting.
these hands require no calluses. I'm just
I
saying.
love calluses.
Buttery soft. All right, let me talk about this here. 75% of adults say they are not financially secure. So I think this is why we've been seeing a big boom in EWA and earned wage
Yeah.
access, literacy programs as benefits in organizations. All of this financial stress bleeds across
Financial
the
wellness. Yeah.
yeah, financial stress bleeds through the organization. It crushes productivity. Employees, they drop off the face of the earth, and it creates polyworking, which
Huh?
creates competition, which creates people leaving. See how I'm tying this in? We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, polywork.
I think the thing is you look at savings rate, you look at debt, you look at how people are 2 or 3 paychecks away from bankruptcy or
Mhm.
not being able to live, etc. A lot of this stuff has been growing through the years, through the decades. Previous generations were just better at saving for that rainy day because they had been through hard times. And it's interesting to see Gen Z better at saving than, like, say, we were. We were horrible as a generation at saving. And so rainy days became emergencies, and emergencies became traumatic and probably even devastation for some
For some.
folks. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's so the average, according to the report, the average US salary is 81.5 thousand. So 81,
Hmm.
let's say 82,000.
Yeah.
85%, so that's one in four, say of adults say they need 150,000 or more annually
Hmm.
to feel financially secure. That's double what that number was in
That's right.
2023. Now that's not to survive, to feel financially secure. So
Right.
that those are two different things. Feel and have.
I think that's true. I don't see. I mean, again, I don't see any problems in that because, again, you're dealing with emotion, you're dealing with feelings, but beyond that, you want to get ahead of bills. So
Mhm.
if the 82,000 is making bills and then a little bit of a stretch, that's compounding that feeling. We're not making enough money,
Yeah.
etc.
Mhm.
150, double that. I'm paying my bills, and oh, by the way, I'm
I can put some
paying.
away.
I can put some away, good, and I can pay a car payment or two ahead, or a
Yeah, I
mortgage
would like
payment or
to
two ahead.
see the breakdown of generations and ages
Yeah,
in this, because I would assume people that are within 20 years of retirement age are gonna feel potentially more stressed than somebody in
good
their
point.
20s, right?
100%.
But somebody in their 30s who's looking to start a family, looking to buy a home, fighting through student loans, they're gonna be stressed as well, because they're kind of that mid-career and they're not probably making what they need to earn to actually buy a home. I mean, we got
Right,
lucky, and we let me say we, me, probably you as well. When we purchased our home, it was like ungodly to my parents. They're like, "Oh my God, why are you spending that money?" it wasn't a lot of money. It was like 300 and change. Now it's significantly higher. My kids would not be able to afford that on a salary.
No, no,
You couldn't. You just can't. So
no.
anyhow, so all right, we got some dollars and
Are
cents
you ready?
to
Are
talk.
you ready?
I am as ready as they come. I get so excited to hear you tell me all about funding.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take that image out of my head and do something different with that. You're wearing shorts, right? All right. So Whisk, yeah, Whisk, creator of the world's first AI HR generalist, announced a 15 million funding round, an unveiled HRLM, the first LLM built specifically for HR. And this is on Whisk, WISQ.com. You can go look about that. So disclosure statement, which is important for everyone. But Ryan and I are advisors to Whisk.
We are.
That aside, we love the product. We absolutely love this particular product.
Mhm.
We can't wait to see the adoption of the HR generalist
Yeah, yeah.
or the
I would
AI.
like to get in and see it more and just
Yeah,
see
me
it
too.
and actually talk and get back into it. But yeah, no, these guys are their leadership team is, I mean,
Rock
second to
solid.
none. They're
Yeah.
super, super solid. Love what these guys are doing, and I like this. I like where they are going with this from the beginning when we first
Yeah, yeah.
talked to them. Yeah. So there
Love
you
it.
go.
Are you ready? Metafied, METAFIDE, raised 3.3 million to launch Surge, all caps, an AI-powered predictive trading platform blending human skill and gamified competition. So this is at completeaitraining.com. So why I found this fascinating is when you're reading this story, they're using words like intuition, insight, and skills to describe humans. And AI might take over the AI and the skill stuff over time. But it's really interesting to think about intuition and AI. Like, when will AI have a form of intuition? Won't be human
Yeah.
intuition, but when will they have that? But it's so if you go back and look at it, you clip through, it's basically it's helping traders do
Mhm.
this bit where it's not just all formulas, it's not just all, it's how do we get to the place of, okay, what type of insight, historical insight can we gain, skills that human traders use, and intuitions they have about when to make bets and when to take out on bets. And I mean, again, I'm fascinated with just the intuition part. The
Yeah.
insight and skills, I think, become
I'd be
commodities.
curious. The intuition is the interesting part here for me as well. And I'd be curious what happens when we get there. If
Why are we still around?
yeah, well, yeah, that. Like, I mean, leveraging it in trading and stuff like that, I
Yeah,
mean, you'd be beating the market, right? Like, you would I mean, people are gonna be wearing glasses like they do today.
yeah,
You're gonna go sit down at a poker table in the casino. However, the glasses aren't gonna be detectable, right?
right,
They're not gonna have a light that blinks when you film
right,
and record.
right.
You're just gonna have glasses on. It's gonna look like regular glasses, no signage, no, like, notifications, nothing. And it's gonna say, "Yeah, no, pull
Don't
back."
take, don't
Yeah,
take the hit.
but
Don't
don't
take the
take the
hit.
hit. Yeah, and I mean, today, it'll do you get to have glass, but it has a little button. When it's on, you see the red light.
Right.
I don't know, maybe, whatever.
It'll be interesting.
It will be.
All right.
There's a company called Trustable,
With
which
an
I like.
eye.
I love that name, Trustable, with an I, yes. And so I thought Crustable, the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it made me hungry. Then I had some peanut butter, and I was like, "Oh, that wasn't good," and I want more.
Should never done that.
Yeah, should never have done that. Alright, so Trustable, they took in 4.6 million in seed funding, right? So first, this name's dead on to what they do. It
Right.
actually is it's like a pizza place calling themselves pizza. Like,
Yeah.
it's dead on, right? This is about trust. So AI regulations are top of mind everywhere. Doesn't matter where you're at, what industry, it's top of mind. This platform offers centralized oversight for AI. So AI oversight, compliance, workflow,
That's cool.
risk intelligence between the anxiety in the market and the regulatory pressures. I think this is perfect timing.
I
This
love
is
it.
perfect timing for trust, to
It's going
earn
to get more
trust.
complex over time, more AI tools. So now you've got AI tools in every department, different strata for different types of
It needs to be
employees.
managed.
Good God, like
Yeah.
somebody's got to keep an eye on all of that stuff for no other reason than privacy, security, and compliance.
Yeah, and this stuff, not AI, but the stuff like this has existed a long time
Oh
in
yeah,
corporations, right? Like this
oh yeah.
isn't brand new. It's just another level, but it is very much more complex than what we've had in the past.
And this is the simple for the audience. This is the simplest it'll ever be.
Yeah.
So if you think it's complex now, we're in the we just made a wheel out of stone phase. Like this is the easiest it'll ever get, and it'll never get this easy again.
True or false? I got a question for you. True or
Bring it.
false? The blue screen of death is no longer.
I think the blue screen of death is now defined differently. So what you and I grew up with the blue screen of death, now our 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 children see that as a glitch.
They don't even see it because they're not even on the fucking computers.
Yeah.
However, it
But
no
you know what I'm
longer
saying?
exists. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's now black screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got rid of it. It's no longer blue, it just goes black. So now it just
Yeah.
looks like your fucking computer's off.
Yeah. Your Wi-Fi.
I'm just saying. Alright, go ahead.
All right, new chapter for Neural. That's spelled Niural. $31 million raise for the future of intelligent finance. Neural.com, Niural.com. So this is really a trip. Like when I say intelligent finance, you probably start to kind of gloss over like, why would I ever care about that? This
Well, I don't
is
even
a
know what you're talking about right now.
see this is actually a global PO. So this is a global PO that basically does payroll compliance, all that stuff for global payrolls, but they're doing it from a finance perspective.
Interesting.
So the announcement is a must read if you'd like to know the future of finance and how the future of payroll merge in finance, because right now they're separate. HR does this,
Right.
finance does that, all that other stuff. No, they do a really good job in this blog article of actually showing, yeah, that's always been stupid, especially from a global perspective.
Okay.
So congrats on the raise. That's great. But like when you read it, there's no language in here about HR. It's about global employees, yes, but nothing about HR. All right. Daily pay. We love daily pay.
Yeah.
Raised,
Sometimes.
yeah,
I'm kidding.
200 million in asset-backed securitization to expand operations and develop effort, ABS. There's on-demand pay receivables. So basically, this is fund debt financing, which is great. It's better than equity financing, right? So this is on funds, fundz.net. You can read a little bit more about it. We've seen this with other
We have just recently too.
just recently. We've seen this with other kind of earned wage access folks where they're going out and getting debt financing to then make sure that they have enough cash on demand to deal with the float of paying people. So good for them. We love them. Good company and $200 million. Fantastic.
There we go. The only thing I don't like about them, I love me some David Schwartz. He's a great guy, but these New York Yankees supporters,
Ah,
I don't know.
there,
We
there.
gotta talk about that. So anyway, okay. My final one for today is Talon.one. Talon. Talon.
No, it's
Talon.
telling.
I'm gonna go with Talon. Yeah. Dot one raises 124 million US dollars to scale its platform for promotions, loyalty, and gamification. So this
That's
is
cool.
yeah, this isn't an HR platform. However, it'll be a little stretch, but we have this in our space. This isn't novel, it is not new, it's here. But most HR tech doesn't have real-time incentive logic behind what they're doing. So
Ah.
it's manually pushed, manually set up, or recommended, or things like this. This actually picks up on you set your benchmarks. You set workplace anniversaries, performance-based perks, you know, whatever you want.
Oh, that's cool.
And
And then
as
it just does
it
its
just
bit.
triggers and goes, right? So I can say for everybody's 5-year, 1-year anniversary, they get $100 gift card sent to them. 5-year, they get 500. 10-year,
Punch
they
in the
get
face. Yep.
2,000. Punch in the face. What the hell are you still here for? Yeah, like, you're not getting promoted anymore, right?
Why
Like,
won't
why
you
are you
leave?
here?
Seriously, why are you still here?
We tried. So I like this, and I know this exists in our space, but not all over. And so I
Right.
think Talent One has a play into the HR market because they don't focus in this area, but they don't really have a folk like they're kind of just rewards in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So I saw it. I thought I liked
That's
the real
cool.
time
I like the
incentive
name.
and the logic. It's a cool name. Yeah. There you go.
All right, last one for me is Honor Education. So Honor Education, $38 million raised for improving digital learning experiences. This
Okay.
is can be found on Pulse, the number2.com, like a Prince song. And you can learn more about that. So this is kind of LMS 3.0. It's a learning platform and solutions provider that enabling individuals and organizations to build skills, mindsets, and cultures. And they also serve higher education market. The Instructure, you might not have known them, but they were a Salt Lake company. They did this for higher education, and they tried to do it for corporate, but they didn't do as well with corporate. This one's being built for both. So it's built from the ground up to here, let's help Yale. And then, oh, by the way, let's also help GM and creating those learning experiences. I love it. Good for them. Didn't know anything about them. And congratulations, almost $40 million in funding.
And
Not
now you know.
an easy task.
That's it, man. We did it in
We did.
just about an hour. We did good. We did
Yeah.
good today. We did good.
Yeah. We're going
So
to take the win.
we're gonna take it. Thank you all for listening. Seriously, share this, like it, subscribe, do whatever you normally do. So
Please
you
care.
hear, yeah,
Please
care about
care.
us. Like we're talking. We're giving you knowledge, care.
Please
And
care.
we're done travel. Well, actually, no. We're not done travel. We're in August. We're not going to an industry event, but we're going to an event, right?
Yes,
We're going to an industry event for us, a podcasting event, which is
that's
pretty
correct.
cool. Be the first time I think I've done something like that.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's for a long time. It'll be the first time I'm way outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So South by Southwest, there was a couple times there where I'd go into sessions and go, I have no idea what these people are talking
Oh,
about.
yeah, I'm making you do sessions here. You're going.
I know. That's crazy. The fact that I'm thinking about going to sessions is like,
Look, you can teach an old dog new tricks. All good.